Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are picking my May TBR, and in order to do that we have a jar here that is filled with each letter in the alphabet. So I'm going to be drawing a letter out of this jar and then seeing which books start with that letter and picking from that for my TBR. I'll be drawing about 6 or so it doesn't get too crazy, so I can leave a little room in case I want to pick something throughout the month that isn't on my TBR. Now for the letters, I'm going to ignore words like the, a, and stuff like that and just start with the main word that is part of the title. All right, so let's get going. I'm gonna open this up. I'm going to mix these around a bit and pull out one of these. And our first one is C. So the first book is going to start with the letter C. Let me see what's on this card. All right, I found a couple of books that start with the letter C. We have The Crushing Depths by Danny Petrie, and this is the second book in the Coastal Guardians series. I actually just read the first one as part of my April TBR, and it was really good, so it would be nice to be able to continue in this series. And the other one is The Chase, and this is by Lisa Harris. This is the second book in the U.S. Marshals series. Now, I also read the first book in this series as part of my April TBR, and it left off at such a kind of cliffhanger moment that I immediately ordered the second and third books. And so I'm going to have to pick this one because I want to dive back into this story because there's an overarching arc that wasn't fully wrapped up in the first book. Like the main mystery was wrapped up in the first book, but there's a bigger arc that is going on that is spanning multiple books. Maybe it spans all 3 of them in the series. I don't know yet, but it definitely is going into book 2, and something kind of major happened at the end of book 1. So I'm going to have to select this and put this on my TBR because I was going to read it in May regardless. So this works out actually really well. All right, let's pick another letter out of here and see what we get. It's really hard to get them apart. They keep sticking to each other. Okay. The next one we have is G. So let me take a look on here and see what I have that starts with the letter G. Okay, I was only able to find one book on here that started with the letter G, and that is Girl Lost by Angelo. Now, this one I had wanted to read last year, but never got the chance to, and I was very sad about that. I just ran out of time. But I'm excited because now I have the opportunity to read it as part of the May TBR. Colleen Coble actually blurbed Kate Angelo's book, and it says, Kate Angelo delivers a powerhouse of a thriller with heart, intense, gripping, and brilliantly written. It looks really good. On the back it says a lost baby, an inescapable past, and a deadly threat. So looks like there's a lot going on in this one. It looks very interesting. I've heard it's a little intense, but we'll see what happens in it. All right, now we get to pick number 3. I'm gonna get another letter out of here, and we've got V. Now, I don't know if I have V, actually. Let me look. No, I'm not seeing anything that starts with the letter V, so I'm gonna pick a different one instead and see what we get. Q. We're getting some of the more obscure letters. I'm pretty sure I don't have Q either. No, I don't see anything with a Q, so I'm gonna draw another one, and this time we've got F. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple of books on here that start with an F. I actually found 3 books that start with F, and we have Fire Mountain by Dana Matink, Fragments of Fear by Carrie Stewart Parks, and Flame Theory by C.F.E. Black. Now, both of these look really good, and I've been wanting to read them, but I've already picked 2 romantic suspense thrillers for the May TBR. So I think I'm going to go with something a little different. I'm going to go ahead and select Flame Theory because this is a fantasy, and I've just been really intrigued by this one and wanting to read it. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It's a thicker book, but I'm excited to dive into this. It says inside, an imposter, a mafia heir, a secret that could kill them both. It's illegal to own a wild dragon. It's even more illegal to bond with one. And then on the back it says, some secrets must burn. This looks really interesting. I want to see what happens in this. I'm excited for a fun fantasy with dragons and intrigue and adventure, and this looks like it's probably going to check all of those boxes. This is also the first book in a series, and it's actually a newer release. It got released not that long ago, so if I really like it, then I have a series that I can dive into. The only problem is, because it's a newer release, I'm probably going to have to wait a while to get book 2, so That's not super great, but that's okay. I'm still excited to read this one. All right, let's pick the fourth one, and we have, let's see, I'm pretty sure there's some eyes on here. Let me see what I can pull. All right, I found 3 eyes as well, and we have a couple of contemporaries and another fantasy. We have Ignite by Kara Swanson. This is also the first book in a series. This is the Phoenix Flame series, so this looks really cool. This story has also looked very intriguing to me and is one that I really want to read in 2026, so definitely a good possibility. The next one is Indigo Isle by T.I. Lowe, and this is a contemporary. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it won, I think, the Christie Award last year or the year before. It hasn't been like too long ago that it won the Christie Award, but I've heard really good things about it. And I won't read the entire thing on the back cover, but it says, Sunny Bates left South Carolina 15 years ago and never looked back. Now she's a successful Hollywood location scout who travels the world, finding perfect places for movie shoots. Home is wherever she lands, and between her busy schedule and dealing with her boss's demands, she has little time to think about the past, until her latest gig lands her a stone's throw from everything she left behind. So it looks like she's going to be encountering things from her past, and it looks like there's also a hurricane involved at some point in this book, so that's going to be really interesting. And the last one is If All Else Sells by Emma St. Clair. This one looks really cute. I have been wanting to read this one as well in 2026, and it says, in this enemies to lovers romance, school nurse Josie and her brother's best friend, hockey player Wyatt Jacobs, are tricked into spending a summer together that's anything but smooth sailing. I've heard great things about Emma St. Clair's books, and I have yet to be able to dive into one of those, so this is a really cool option. All right, this one's really hard. It's hard to pick. These all look very good, but I think because I've been wanting to try a book by Emma St. Clair for so long, I'm going to go ahead and pick If All Else Sails, so I can give one of her books a try. Okay, we have 2 more to pick out of here to give us 6, so let's get number 5 here. Looks like we got D this time. So D, I think I have 1 or 2 on here that start with D. Okay, we do have 2 books on here that start with D, and they are both fantasy, so I get to get another fantasy no matter what I choose. And we have Dream Teller by K.D. Shade. And this one says, Lady Shannon was raised to rule, but when a vision of the past uproots a buried betrayal, her secured future unravels. Spies whisper in the halls, assassins lurk in the shadows, and secrets fester behind silk-draped smiles. But rebellion isn't the only danger in Megara. A masked archer, a man cloaked in mystery, might be the only one who can help Shannon uncover the truth if she dares trust him. Every step closer brings new enemies, and every choice demands a sacrifice. Shannon finds herself stepping into a prophecy that could save her kingdom or destroy it. Perfect for fans of plot twists, court intrigue, and stubborn hope conquering the darkness. So this looks really good, and I've heard good things about it. And the other one is Dreams and Dragon Wings by Ashley Willingham. I have tried to pick this up multiple times to read and have never been able to just read it. So this one for sure is a good option. And now the question, do I do more of a court intrigue type of book, or do I do another dragon one that is based on a fairy tale retelling? It's a fairy tale retelling of Sleeping Beauty. Can I just pick both of them? I kind of want to just pick both of them, but that doesn't really follow what I'm doing here, does it? Since I've been trying to read this one for quite a while now, I think I am going to go ahead and pick Dreams and Dragon Wings because I've been wanting to read it for so long. But I very much also want to read Dream Teller, so hopefully I will get that one very, very soon. All right, we are to our last letter, so let me pick one more. Uh-oh, I'm throwing them everywhere. Okay. All right, we have a last one, and it is the letter T. Let's see what we've got on here. All right, I found 2 options for the letter T as well, and these are both historical, so that actually works out pretty well, and I'm excited by both of these. The first one is Taming Lady Temperance by Karen Whitmire. This is Karen Whitmire's latest release. I love her stuff. She is such a fun author. She's funny. There are usually always humorous places in her book. I have a feeling this is not an exception to that, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And the other one is The Tides of Time by Sarah M. Eden. And this premise looks so fun. The girl in this is actually propelled forward through time. So very intriguing concept, because normally when we have a time travel situation, the person goes back in time. They don't usually go forward in time. It's just not quite as common. So I think that would be really fun. It says in 1793, a storm propels Lily forward through time, kindling a love that transcends the ages. So it looks like she gets transported forward about 80 years into the future to 1873 England. And it looks like she's actually from France, and she was trying to flee to England, and she makes it to England, but not exactly in the time period that she was expecting. So this looks amazing, super fun. I don't know what to do because I really want to read both of these too. Okay, this is very difficult because I've been wanting to read a Karen Whitmire book, but this concept is so cool. I might have to pick The Tides of Time just because the concept sounds amazing, and I love anything that has a time travel or time slip or time crossing sort of component to it. And there's a ship and there's a lighthouse, so I think I'm gonna have to just give this one a try. All right, and that is it. I have my May TBR, and boy is it a good one. So first we got The Chase by Lisa Harris, the second book in the U.S. Marshals series. Girl Lost by Kate Angelo. Flame Theory by C.F.E. Black. If All Else Sells by Emma St. Clair. Dreams and Dragon Wings by Ashley Willingham. And The Tides of Time by Sarah M. Eden. So that gives me 2 romantic suspense thriller type books, a historical, 2 fantasy, and a contemporary. I feel like that's a really good mix. It's definitely more varied than my April TBR. That one was very heavy on either historical or romantic suspense. So this one is really nice because I've got a little bit of a lot of different genres there. What books are you excited to read for May? Have you picked anything for May that you are hoping to tackle from your TBR? Definitely let me know in the comments below what you're excited to read. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you all so very much. And as always, remember to keep following your dreams and believing in the magic of this thing called life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.